It's been 13 days since I got my IPL, and this is my video sort of summing up and telling you about my experience with it. Now, I've had IPL in the past. I had a series of IPL treatments about 15 years ago, and I was really super pleased with how that just sort of refined the look of my skin. And IPL stands for Intense Pulsed Light, and it's also referred to as a photofacial. It uses the power of broadband light to improve the appearance of sunspots, age spots, improves your skin texture, rosacea. It can also help with people who have acne. It's basically like this handheld device that's sort of passed across the skin, and it delivers pulses of broad spectrum light. It's sort of like a blinking flashlight that sends out these scattered wavelengths of light. How long does it take to heal? You can put your makeup on right after the treatment, as long as you do it super gently. Yeah, sometimes it can have bruising on some people, which can take a couple weeks to heal. So after you have an IPL, all of your freckles and little dark spots and sun damage, they sort of get darker and darker, and then they kind of look like coffee grounds on your skin, and then they fall off. So when you have an IPL, you don't feel very attractive for that weekend. It really just takes, they say 3 to 7 days, but it's usually just a few days of sort of this dark crusting. So you don't look horrible, you don't look like a monster, but you don't feel your prettiest. Then once all of that crusting goes away, you've got this brand new baby skin. Now, usually for a lot of people, it takes multiple treatments. When I did this 15 years ago, I had 5 treatments, and each one cost $500. So it was a bit of an investment. I was, 30 something? I know math. I was married, let's see, I think I was 36? Was I 36, 35? I think I was about 35 when I did it. And, you know, feeling that like, oh my God, I'm getting so old, which I have to laugh at now. But yeah, I went through all of that, loved the result. So here I am at 54, and I kind of felt like my skin needed a little oomph. I really want to be without makeup most of the time. I am completely without makeup now, except for just a teensy bit of Revlon lip balm on, the balm stain, just to give a little color. A lot of people really want to know if IPL is painful. And I guess that kind of depends on your pain threshold. It feels like tiny little rubber bands snapping the skin. I mean, just like snap. So it can be a little startling. I was very lucky in that Dr. Ablon at the Ablon Research Institute, where I went, you've seen her on The Doctors. She's a very well-known, renowned dermatologist. I was very lucky in that they are a firm believer in applying a numbing cream. I was also extra lucky in that Dr. Ablon was with a patient who was a little late, so that made her a little late coming in to me, and I sat with the numbing cream on my face extra long. So I had 0 pain. But I remember 15 years ago, it smarts. They're quick little, like I said, it's like a rubber band snapping against your skin. So it's a quick hurt and then it's gone. Right afterwards, my face felt hot and burny. In fact, I shot a little video for you immediately afterwards so you could see it. Okay, so I just finished having the procedure done. My face is still numb from the numbing cream, and that's a good thing because my chest is absolutely on fire. And I've got sunscreen on, and it doesn't really look like I had much of anything done, but my face feels a little burny, and we'll see how we go from there. I woke up the next day thinking my face might start looking a little fried, and I shot a video. It did not look fried. My skin looked fine. I'm a little disappointed with the results of my IPL. Now, IPL is not cheap. It is not an inexpensive treatment, and because it's considered cosmetic, your insurance is not going to cover it. It was $500 for the face. I just did my face 15 years ago. This time I had a little bit of sun damage in this area on my neck and a lot on my chest. Many of you have noticed that my chest has a lot of redness and just sort of a discoloration. And I got a stronger result on my chest. I honestly am thinking I may have to do my chest again because I can see dark spots here that have not gone away. They seem to have gotten darker, and I was hoping that they'd like do that darker coffee ground thing and then fade away. They did not. So I'm keeping an eye on that. I'm hoping it'll go away. If not, I think I'm gonna have to do another IPL on my chest. I should probably do another IPL on my face. I had this little dark spot that did lighten up somewhat, but is still there. All in all, my skin texture looks better. I can see in my before and my after a very, very slight smoothing of the pores in my forehead and a little on my cheeks. The color looks a little bit more even. I do have a small little pimple that came up here last night. So I'm happy with the result in that I do see a very minor change. I don't see a lot of change. It cost $950 to do my face, my neck, and my chest. And I feel that I see some difference, but not a major difference. Is it worth it? The first time? Yes. If you've never done an IPL and you are unhappy with the texture and age spots and sunspots and damage of your skin, if you're thinking about an IPL, it is worth it, but you may need to do it a couple of times, and that gets a little pricey. Now, you don't have to do them like back to back to back. You can do it once every 6 months. So when you consider about $500, $600 once every 6 months, you know, in a couple of years, your skin will really have a big difference. But kind of wonder if maybe this time my money would have been better spent on Fraxel. So these are my results from the IPL, the second time, 15 years after the first time. It's good. There's a change. I don't know that I really got a lot of bang for my buck. What do you think? Drop your comments down below. I love you bunches. Have an awesome rest of your day. Oh, after your IPL, sunscreen, sunscreen, sunscreen. I mean, anyway, sunscreen, sunscreen, sunscreen. Gosh, that's hard to say. But after an IPL, lots of sunscreen. Please do a mineral-based sunscreen, something that's using mostly zinc oxide rather than a chemical sunscreen. It is the best for your skin, and your skin will thank you for it. If you're gonna spend the money, take care of your investment. I love you bunches. Have an awesome rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon. So I threw on my big coat to take the dog for a walk because I barely got dressed. Because why, when you're in a cast? And I had IPL yesterday, so I've got my face slathered in sunscreen, and I threw on a sun hat, and I just realized I must look like a complete crazy person walking around.